Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. It is the 30th of August, 2023. And you could hear Henry cackling in the background. Everybody was cackling just about 3 minutes ago. And this is what happens. And people are curious as to how my house is being broken into and how the damage is being done here. Because there is somebody who is actually on my property right now. And this is what happens, folks. I went into my bathroom, which is in the back of the house, and no sooner do I finish what I'm doing, a car drives by. As soon as the car drives by, all of my birds are cackling and screaming, and they're all looking in one direction, like in this direction. Back in here. This is where the criminal loser hangs out, right? Because they could hide behind these buildings. They can go up into the woods here. But it's always as soon as a car drives by, as soon as I am doing something, whether it's in the cat building where, I'll be for a few minutes, or I'm taking care of business in the restroom. This is what these predators do. They are watching 24/7 surveillance, 24/7 surveillance. And not only is 24/7 surveillance an invasion of privacy, an invasion of my civil rights, there's no due process, but surveillance technology in and of itself is radiation, radio frequencies 24/7. This is not just being radiated with dew while you're sleeping at night for 4 hours. This is 24/7 pulsed microwave radiation, radio waves directed at an individual's property. My animals, which act up sometimes, and a total invasion of privacy. And the fact that there's somebody on my property right now, some loser in a cloak. And the reason a person drives by is to make sure that the criminal, they're watching each other, right? They're communicating with each other to let the criminals know that I'm in the bathroom and they could change position. But the unfortunate thing for them is I have animals that speak up. And they spoke up again to let me know that some criminal was on the property, some cloaked loser, while the car drives by and I'm not at my quote-unquote desk because I have been sitting at my laptop for the last couple of hours working on email, setting passwords and stuff like that. So that's how it happens here, folks. There are too many places for these losers to hide out. And when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, and before I get into that, please hit the thumbs up. This is really important so that you understand how these criminals operate. They're stalkers. They're predators. They'll do anything to provoke. They're provocateurs. So when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, I obviously didn't have this amount of property. I lived in a huge 5-bedroom house. Beautiful 5-bedroom house. An attached 2-car garage, attics, 2 outbuildings and stuff. But on a very small acreage. It was under half an acre of land. And the houses are close together. I will say that my neighbor, so let's say this is my chicken coop here. I know it's hard to see because it's blurred. My chicken coop is here. My neighbor, the start of my neighbor's house would be at the end of this building. So my property would extend from here to here. And let's say this would be my fence. And then my neighbor's property would be that way. So I would be on my porch. Like let's say this is my porch in Manalapan, New Jersey. I would be on my porch right here. And my stalker, provocateur neighbor that just moved in would be hiding out, literally hiding out behind his bushes here. Here, he'd be hiding out in the bushes, right over here, with his phone, watching me. Yeah. And then what would happen is, if I would go into my house, or let's say go into my yard, because I can go into my yard from the inside of my house, just walk through the slider doors. Here comes another one. They got to get those gift cards going on. Got to log in the time. So I would go into my house, let's say I would go into my backyard, and what this stupid loser, Steve, his name was, Steve and Vicky. I mean, could you imagine like being married and knowing that your husband is a quote unquote gang stalker, an organized stalker, getting paid to watch another woman? I mean, how do you live with that, right? But anyway, so Steve would take the opportunity to jump on my porch. He would jump on my porch and leave things there. But what he would generally do is he'd go into my house and steal things, like my cosmetics up in my bedroom. And then what he would do is, when I would be in the backyard, he would open up my front door and throw my cosmetics into the hallway. Yeah. So these criminals have keys. They have keys to your doors, and they're sly and they're slick. And he was a little guy. He wasn't bigger than me. I'm 5'4.5". He's about the same height as me, thin. Yeah, and he would just hop onto my porch and throw stuff into my hallway. Yeah, this is what these losers do. Imagine doing this for a living, being married. He had 2 obnoxious girls that he'd buy them all the latest and greatest toys. These like electronic scooters. And they would take their electronic scooters and not ride them up and down their own driveway. No, they'd be riding them up and down my driveway. Yeah, that's what they would do. That's what these losers do. So they engage their children. And these are underage children, girls, no less. Maybe 12 years old. That's what was going on in Manalapan, New Jersey. So that's how the criminals get around here. They're opportunists, and they're on relay. So everything that you're doing, they're watching. So if I go into the back of my house to use the restroom, or go in my closet, or do anything, they take that opportunity to let each other know that, hey, this is your chance to move around on the property while she's in there for 2 minutes. And then my hens, my birds, and the guineas, they start going crazy. And they're usually pointing in one direction. It doesn't matter if the one direction is over there or if the one direction is over here. It's usually over here, though. Now, sometimes it could be a fox. But a fox, also an opportunist, will show its face. You'll see it. You'll see it lurking in the background, like maybe it's a little scared. And a fox will run away when I come out and yell or do whatever. So this was not a fox. This was a stupid human. One of those stupid human tricks. So anyway, I will post another video later today. I was going to post another one last night. And these criminals are taking the opportunity to use radio frequencies and make me tired. So the tinnitus I have here in Kentucky is much louder and 24/7. Like people complaining about getting the V2K and stuff. I don't have that, but I get these loud radio frequencies that hum and buzz, hiss, click, and are just loud. And it cannot be healthy to experience this 24/7. And somebody sent me an article that tinnitus can actually cause brain damage. So these criminals, they know what they're doing. They're trying to cause Alzheimer's and brain damage, in addition to spraying the skies and stuff. I had 2 helicopters over my property today, one at 10 o'clock, and then one just a short while ago, like around, I think it was like around 12 or 12:15 or something like that. So these are the little chickies. They're getting bigger. They're growing. It's a little chilly today. Overcast. I thought the sun was going to be out. Supposedly the sun will be out later today, but it's going to be too late in the day to come out and dry up this grass, which needs to be cut. Excuse me. Who said that you can? Who said you can leave? What are you guys doing? Huh? You're not big enough yet. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Lots of crazy stuff going on out there. Especially with Hawaii, if you're keeping in the loop about what had gone on there, it's really very sad and distressing to know that it was intentional. But hey, so was 9/11. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. This is Miss Kitty. You want to say hi? Hello, girl. You say hi? Say hi. I'm so pretty. I'm a pretty girl. So I'm going to sign off for now, guys.